video. If you've been following my progress along from the previous videos, you would know that I've installed quite a few modifications which have added no vibrations really, but a fair bit of noise inside the cabin, particularly the diff whine and just general road noise into the vehicle cabin. It's quite frustrating. I'm fortunate in that it's not my daily, but it gets to me. So one of the things I've been wanting to do for a while is to install some sound deadening material. So I have two types. I'll show you those in a minute, in the hope that I can get some of the droniness and some of the road noise out of the cabin and be able to take the car on longer drives, because on short drives it's fine, I enjoy it because it sounds great, but there are times when if I'm answering the phone or where I just want some quiet time, it's just not there. So yeah, so this video I'll install the sound deadening material. First thing we've got to do is obviously remove all the trim. I'm only going to do the back half of the car, so that's rear seats onwards, because that's where all the modifications are really, and hopefully that will make a huge difference. If not, then I will take off the carpet and do that as well, and that's all you can do. The disadvantage of doing this is obviously it adds weight. Sound deadening material, particularly the ones made of butyl, is not light. But that's the trade-off, if you want to, it's a bit of a tough one really. I have the choice of either putting a stock exhaust on and getting some valves sorted out and just having a straight through pipe beyond the cats at the switch of a button, but again adding that resonator in the middle and having the stock exhaust adds weight. Or I do this, and hopefully it's much quieter in the cabin and it's still nice when I roll the windows down, So those are the choices. So I'm leaning towards this one. I don't think you can. I think once you install it, you can go back, but I think removing it is supposed to be a pain in the backside. But it can be done. Okay. So yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the car out for a spin. I've got a decibel meter, one of these. I'm not going to use my phone because phone ones are terrible. At least this has some sort of a standard to it. I'm going to take a few readings at certain places in dry conditions, because obviously wet roads tend to add more road noise. And then after I've installed this, I will do the same readings in the same places and the same sort of throttle conditions, flat surface, etc. So I'll get those results and I'll post them in the comments, or I'll maybe put a table up in this video so you guys can see before, and then after I've done this I'll put an after one on the video and tell you guys whether it's worth doing. In terms of the materials that I've chosen, I'm just going to switch this around. So in terms of the materials that I've chosen, I've gone for this, which is a company called Neuco? Yeah, Neuco. I think it's German because there's a lot of German on the writing, on the packaging. It's a 2mm sheet and it's 3.4 meters squared. And I think it was £50 from Amazon, so it's quite thin. You have to be careful with it because it's aluminium back and can potentially cut you apparently. But there you go, so you can see the adhesive backing behind there. And yeah, so I think because it's quite cold, it's fairly sticky. I'm probably going to have to use some heat. So I've got a hairdryer and I've got my heating gun. So I think I'll probably, depending on which one works, I'll just use that. And then I've also got a mini roller, I've got a blade, I've got a surgical blade, and I've got some aluminium foil tape. Anything will do really. You don't have to buy a branded one, which will tape up the joints, so any sharpness, it will cover that up. And I might potentially go get a scissor as well, There's a scissor, which I think will probably be useless after I've used it. And then I've got a whole bunch of trim removal tools because we will be removing a fair amount of trim. Then the other thing I've got, so this I think only deadens a certain band of noise or certain frequencies, and then we have this for the other frequencies. So you have to go for the true pronged approach. So this will go on first, and then this will stick on top of that. It's been in storage for a while, so it's got a few marks in it. It shouldn't be an issue, and I've got a fair chunk of it. So yeah, let's start taking apart the interior. So we're gonna start by removing the seat. I'm just gonna clear up some of this masks thanks to COVID. Thank you, COVID. Okay, this one's a bit stuck. There we go. So it's these tabs here. So, lighting's not great. Let me see. So 15mm deep socket for that. Put that there. I'm gonna do the other side. Money. Remove the seat belt trim. It's very important. If you're doing a rear seat delete, then you have to cut this and reinstall it, because obviously it's tied into the seat belt and you don't want to cut the seat belt. Then you have to remove your sill trim as well. This piece, so far I've not used any trim removal tools. So far so good. There you go. Easy. That was a lot easier than I expected. Right. See, I'm just gonna. Should I put this back in there? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So this is my dash cam battery. I'm just gonna take this out and put it down here for now. So these two. So first I'm going to try this because this is a bit less aggressive. Yep, there we go. Excellent. So that's all the trim I think gone from here. I'm not going to bother with these bits on the pillars. I think they're okay. I'm also going to leave these in as well, maybe. And yeah, but you can see there's a lot of areas where we can do a lot of improvement in the sound deadening department. So yeah, let's this should make a difference. Kind of look nice like this actually. I might just drive it around as well. No. Do I need to remove this? Not really. No. I can just stick the insulation, well, sound deadening under there so this can remain in place. The reason why I don't want to remove a lot of trim is because the less I disturb, the less chances of potentially annoying rattles. So that's my philosophy there, and yeah, we'll take it from there, see what we can do. Now I've got to remove my subwoofer because I have the shaker pack, and then I can remove the boot area, and yeah, let's get to it. So I'm just going to take these sockets with me so far. Tool recap, tool removal tool, 15mm deep socket, and a ratchet. That is all I've used so far. So next we have to remove our shaker. These are hex sockets. Oh no, 2 Torx. Let's see. So right, let's see what fits. Too big. So for this big one, it's a T40. I'm going to use my electric to make my life easier for myself. No, so that's the only big one. Okay, then we need to remove the smaller ones, which, let's find out what they are. Yep, which are T20. So these are 13 mil, so it's good. So to remove that, you have to press this little tab on here in, and that will be fine. Alright, the hell? I was looking for this. I wonder how many rattles this has been causing. Oh, I can't believe this. I wonder if that's the rattle that I was hearing. It's from the right side as well. Yeah, bloody hell. Alright, anyway. Next. I'm gonna take this off. So now I'm in the process of removing this.
gentle, not rip anything. I'm just gonna push it towards the back. And that's our little area here. So I've put these screws back in, well, these bolts back in, so just so I can remember. I'm gonna do the same with these. It just helps because you don't have to remember everything. Oh, can't be moving those there. Let's show you around what we've got. So all of this area, top, bottom, all of this, I'm gonna put insulation on. Basically anything white that you can see will not be white by the time I'm done. I think they've gone a bit too crazy. Jeez, look at all the seam sealer, just to give you guys scale. I mean, that's unnecessary, but you know, we'll make do. I'm going to leave this bracket in there. I don't think it needs to be removed for what it is, and just get the sheets in underneath that and we should be okay. Yeah, let's give it a good clean, because I've had an accident in here once where I spilled, well, I left a bottle of root beer, believe it or not, and it's sort of gone everywhere. It was left under here, so I'm going to clean all that out, and I'm going to use IPA to do that. You can see, so there's some dust in there as well. There is some sound deadening material around, but I don't think it's anywhere near enough what I need. A lot. So there we have it. I'm just going to do a quick tidy up in here, just so there's some semblance of organization, and we'll take it from there. So I'm going to put you guys here and you can watch me do it. Right, I moved the car under the carport because all the disassembly is pretty much done, and I don't really want to get stuck out in the rain, and I don't need to have the doors open, so the rest of the work, most of it, at least the rear part, can just be done under here and comfortable away from the elements. The next thing we've got to do is we've got to wipe everything down, make sure there's no residue of dust, grease or anything like that. Apparently the company says 50% of making sure you get a good job and you know the results that you expect is down to good preparation, and to be honest that's true for most things. So what have I got? I've got a vacuum with a couple of different bits. I've got 70% IPA. They recommend acetone, but I think there's not that kind of dirt in here, to be honest. It's less than 3 years old, it should be fine. Any old microfiber. So I'm going to give it all a wipe, and yeah, so first things first, I'm just going to empty this out. Actually it's a bit dirty. tricky. I've never done anything like this, so and to be honest, I haven't really planned this beyond this stage, so I'm just gonna play it by ear. This is the typical size of the sheet to get. Thinking there's one of my sheets just like that. Yep, that would be a good idea. So as they say, ain't nothing to it but to do it. I'm going to start with using the surgical knife because I think it's nicer. Whew, so this is going to take a bit of time to do, I think. So I'm just going to put it on a time lapse, listen to some music, and just get at it. Right. This is a lot harder than it looks actually. That's just one piece I've done. And I think bending over is just hard work. But yeah, gotta persevere, get on with it, and it'll get there. I've only just done one sheet. This would probably be a lot easier when it was summer, you know, when it was nice and warm. But I think because it's cold, you have to roll it a bit more to get the air bubbles out. But I'm using this tool for the curves, so it sticks well there as well. And yeah, I think we'll get there. We'll get there. It's not a big issue. And for the curves, what I'm doing is where there's like creases, I just make an incision and then just let the two pieces go over and just roll them. You know, you don't have to be absolute exact with this stuff. It has some give in it, and when you roll it out, it's usually okay. So I think what I'm doing is relatively good. Already burnt myself on the heat gun, so you know, that's normal. Something like this always happens. But yeah, there's a lot to do, to be honest, now that I think about it. Yeah, just gotta keep going. If I want to do it properly, I just need to roll that bit. Yeah, keep going. that's probably the best thing. So I'm just gonna make it cut here. Do it in smaller pieces. Yeah, that's definitely the way to go. And obviously I have the aluminium tape, which I can then use. Definitely the way to go. And if you get a slight overlap, I don't think it's the end of the world. You can just roll it and it should be fine. But in creases such as this, where you have this bit here, you're just gonna have to sort of cut carefully, not to scratch the paint or anything, and just go with it. So let me just set this up. So it's getting dark, a lot of light in here. All right, this is back-breaking work, guys. This is tough. So you just gotta keep going, I guess. For awkward pieces like this, I'm just using what's left over of the backing to cut it into shape before I start cutting pieces off of the sound deadening. I'm gonna have to do it here, I'm gonna have to do it there, but I think, to be honest, this area where the spare tire could go and the areas for the rear seat are probably going to be the toughest, but yeah, it's good to get them done and over with, out of the way. And then whilst I'm at it, I'm just going to quickly show you guys what to do with the seams. So I have this aluminium tape. It can be any old aluminium foil tape. Don't bother getting a specific specialist tape, it really doesn't matter. Yeah, so I'm just going to throw that away so we have a nice neat bit to go from. Quick measure. So I just make an indent like you see there, right? So I just make an indent and then I just cut along with it. And then we simply stick it down and that hides our joint. So let me show you the difference. It's a bit finicky trying to get this off. So don't take it all off, just take a little bit off like that. And then just stick it down here. And that's when you can start taking the rest of it off. We'll do this side and show you. So with one hand I'm sticking, the other hand I'm taking it forward. just use your hand to stick it down. And it just gives a nice finish as well. It's basically seamless, right? And then I'm going to do the same along this bit and along there as well. There. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going, put it on time lapse. Enjoy, don't enjoy, I don't know. I'm not enjoying this, but yeah. This is after I don't know how many hours, but this is the progress. So I'm trying to use every single little bit that I can, so this is why on the edges here I've got little small pieces, but that's not an issue because when we put the aluminium tape on, you can't even tell the joints. So for instance, there's a joint here that you can't even tell. So that's what I'm doing because I want to use as much of it as I can. I don't like waste. But yeah, so check it out. This is the product so far. So I'm done for the day. I don't know, my back has just had it really. Hunched over. Ideally I would have liked to have put the car on the lift and brought it up so I could work on it standing up, but the GTR is on the lift at the moment, so I can't do that. But tomorrow the aim will be to get this section done, all of this. Again, quite a few contours, but you got to do it right. So, and then I'll try and do that bit there as well, and then under here. So there's a lot to do. I think one box might not be enough, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll try and get as far as I can in there on the body panel, and then I'll have the same section to do over there. Still not sure if I should remove the black shaker bracket, put it on, and whatever. So I'll decide that later on. But again, the rear seat area is going to be a bit of a challenge as well because that's fairly well contoured as well, but good things come to those who wait, and weight is a bit of an issue as well because if I have to use 2 boxes, that's about 24 kg, and that's serious weight. So yeah, think about this mod, think about what your goals are. Yeah, see you tomorrow.